is you're going to get chicken that's crispy, golden, and juicy. This is the gold standard of chicken sandwiches.
Order the original Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real customers paid for their testimonial.
You're listening to 1050 ESPN, your home for New York Islanders hockey. WEPN, New York, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Now on SportsCenter all night. The Grizzlies and Nuggets face off in the Mile High City.
Morant slides through the double team into the lane. Two-handed jam. Oh, if you're going to double team like that and leave Ja Morant the open lane, that is going to be a long night for the Nuggets.
We bring you the latest storylines from the NFL Scouting Combine.
I want to be a legend. I want to be like Patrick Mahomes. I want to be like Tom Brady. I want to be one of the greats. I will be one of the greats, because I'm willing to work that hard and get to that point. So to answer your question, I feel like I'm going to be one of the greats in the next few years.
John Jones is ready to make his long-awaited return to the Octagon.
I understand that there's a lot of fans that have never seen me compete before, and it is what it is.
Plus, the best action from around the association.
Shante dribbling in the middle. Fakes, shoots foul line, and hits again. Oh, my goodness. He's got 31.
This is SportsCenter all night.
Because I got a cannon. I'm going to show it off.
What's going on? Welcome into SportsCenter all night on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, and SiriusXM Channel 80. I'm Daniel Sallerson. No, I don't have a cannon, but we have plenty to get to. Thanks for joining us tonight, as we have plenty to get to on the hardwood as well. NBA highlights, March Madness heating up with the regular season wrapping up over the weekend. We'll fill you in on that. And we'll also take you to Indianapolis with plenty to talk about regarding the NFL Combine and the NFL Draft. But first, a comeback unlike any other in Beantown. The first game of our ESPN doubleheader took place in Boston between the Celtics and the Nets. Including playoff games, the Celtics have won 10 straight meetings against the Nets dating back to last season. Each of the last three games have been decided by double digits, including a 43-point blowout in their last matchup on February 1st. In the first half, it looked like it was going to be 11 straight for the Celtics.
Smart. Lob for Rob Williams. Easy two-hand slam. That's the simple play where Marcus dribbles to his right. Rob sneaks in behind the defense, and Marcus just loops it up in the air.
That was Sean Grandy, 98.5, the Sports Hub in Boston. Celtics led by 22 after one and led by as much as 28 in the second. Entering Friday, Boston was 30-1 in the shot clock era when leading by 20 after the first quarter. Quarters 3 and 4 were a different story for Mikal Bridges and the Nets.
Bridges, ton hits. Mikal Bridges is blossoming in Brooklyn. 38 tonight.
That's Ryan Rucco of ESPN. Mikal Bridges' two highest scoring career games have now come as a member of the Nets after being traded for Kevin Durant. He scored a career-high 45 on February 15th against the Heat. The Nets come back to win 115-105. It ties for the largest Nets comeback in the play-by-play era, which is 96-97. They've done it two other times as well. And as for the Celtics' largest blown lead since December 5th of 2003 against the Phoenix Suns. Here's Mikal Bridges after the game with our own Katie George.
Mikal, down 28 to a 10-point victory. How would you describe what you and your teammates just pulled off?
We just kept fighting, man. We just kept fighting. We got stops. And that was the biggest thing, just getting defense and getting out in transition and scoring. But all sorts of our defense.
You came alive there. When you were down 28, what was your mindset?
Just one possession at a time. Just stay together, play together. That's what we're doing. We just chip by chip, just each possession, just taking it one possession at a time.
What does a performance like this teach you about your new team?
We ain't gonna stop fighting. No matter what the score is, we were down big, but we're just gonna fight. A lot of game, and we gotta have fun and just keep playing together.
Meanwhile, the Nets are trying to keep pace with their neighbors, the New York Knicks, who jumped them in the Eastern Conference standings thanks to a 7-game winning streak entering Friday night's matchup with the Miami Heat. Fast forward to the end of the game when Tyler Hero hit the go-ahead bucket with 23 seconds to go, giving Miami a 1-point lead. Then this happened.
Brunson, 13 seconds. High right. spins to Randall. 10 seconds. Lost it. Got it back. 8 seconds. Randall hits Butler. 5 seconds. Strip. Ball loose. Randall gets it back. 3 seconds. Fade away for 3. Knocks it down. Randall in the corner with 0.7 to go. And the Knicks have the lead. 122-120. Yeah. What a shot.
Can't tell if that's Ed Cohen's analyst there or a fan screaming right there. That was 98.7 ESPN New York. Julius Randle with the game-winning 3 as the Knicks win 122-120. He hit that go-ahead shot with 1.1 seconds remaining. It's the latest go-ahead shot in Randle's career. He also finishes with 8 threes, tied for the most in the game in his career. Oh, yeah, he also dropped 43 points. The Knicks now have won 8 straight, tied for their longest winning streak of the season. Here's Randle.
Just confident, having fun. Big thing is, preparation is great. Everybody's putting time into, whether it's the weight room, work on the court, film, whatever, to make sure that we're prepared. But we're also having fun while we're doing it.
They are the third team to record multiple 8-game winning streaks this season, along with the Celtics and the Milwaukee Bucks. The second game of our ESPN doubleheader featured the top 2 teams in the Western Conference. The Nuggets and Grizzlies have been the top 2 teams in the West for nearly the entire season. They are number 1 and number 2 in the conference every day since January 1st. According to ESPN Analytics, the Nuggets have a 97% chance to earn the number 1 seed, while the Grizzlies have a 77% chance to hold on to that number 2 seed. Well, Denver looked like the number 1 seed on Friday night.
Rebound down to Joker. Outlet pass off over to Jamal Murray. A bucket here. You got to call timeout. Porter 3. Yeah! Foul as well on Santi Aldama.
That was Jason Kosmicki of the Altitude Radio Network. Porter drops 26 points in a 113-97 win over the Grizzlies. How about Nikola Jokic, a very high percentage of winning another MVP as he finishes with 18 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists. That's 25 triple-doubles on the season, the second most in the season by a non-guard in NBA history. The most, that guy named Wilt Chamberlain, who had 31 back in the 1967-68 season. It's also the 10th straight home game with a triple-double for Jokic, the longest streak in NBA history. We'll have more on this game later on in the show.
I think he's special. And listen, he's undersized, and that's going to be the whole conversation leading up to the draft.
Bryce Young has a chance to be a superstar. Bryce Young's accuracy, anticipation, and arm strength is rare.
I think he's a smaller version of Patrick Mahomes.
Well, the NFL Combine is off and running, and the QBs are on the minds of all NFL scouts as the top one spoke to the media on Friday. The focus was on Bryce Young, but not for what he did at Alabama. As someone who is 5'9", I have no right to talk about someone else's height. But when it comes to the NFL, well, size matters. Young is listed at 6 foot, weighing 194 pounds. Shockingly, this is not breaking news to Mr. Young.
I've been this size, respectfully my whole life. I know who I am. I know what I can do. And, for me, I think it's fair. Everyone can speculate and ask whatever questions are necessary. But, I'm going to continue to control what I can control. Keep working my hardest to put myself in a good position. And I'm confident in myself. I know what I can do. And, I'm just excited to get to that next level.
And I'm guessing this won't be the last time he has to answer these questions about his height.
I speak my truth. I make sure I explain how I play the game, how I see the game, my process, how I'm able to get through things. Obviously there's stuff with film and on the board, and, it's just talking ball, X's and O's. Coaches, I feel like, have asked about, how I've gotten, to throughout plays and through reads and all that. And again, I've been around so many great football minds being in these meetings and, being able to talk about, one myself and then be able to pick their brains and see how, they run their offense, be able to learn from that. I think it's been a lot of back and forth, and I'm super grateful for it.
So will Bryce Young's height impact his play in the NFL? ESPN NFL analyst Louis Riddick doesn't think so.
I don't think it's going to impact them at all, because when you're talking about size, you're really talking about two things. You're talking about someone's height, and you're talking about their body build and their weight. For Bryce Young, as far as his height is concerned, it's about finding throwing windows. It's about being able to move laterally in the pocket so you can get a clean throwing window and complete those footballs in the middle of the field. And if you study Bryce Young's tape, he absolutely cut people up all year long throwing the football between the numbers or what would be the numbers in the NFL. So there's really no concern about that.
Probably no concern also about C.J. Stroud, another QB who could be selected very high in this year's NFL draft. The Bears currently have the number 1 pick, but that could change between now and the draft. That's why C.J. doesn't believe he'll end up with the Bears, since there's a former Buckeye leading the way at QB.
He ain't no damn running back. He's a quarterback, and he can sling that rock. So I'm going to stand up for my brother every time, and he's going to do great things in his career, and I'm excited to play with him. I mean, I don't want to go there. I mean, that's his team. So, but I mean, I think I can do my thing. I got to go build my legacy, and I know he's rooting me. He texted me yesterday morning. So, me and him are brothers for life.
That brother is Justin Fields for the Chicago Bears. The CJ is talking about his former teammate there at Ohio State. That doesn't mean he can't be the number 1 overall pick, as the Bears could also make a trade. Stroud is confident in what he can do at the next level.
I think I've been the best player in college football 2 years in a row, and I think I've consistently done that. And I think that honestly, I think I haven't even touched my potential yet. I think that I have a lot more to get better at, but I have a lot more to not only prove, not only to y'all, but to myself. And that's something I plan to do, because I honestly don't think that I even got close to anything in college yet. So I'm excited to see what I do in the NFL.
So where might CJ end up? The Colts currently hold the number 4 pick and could certainly use a quarterback. Here's ESPN Colts reporter Stephen Holder.
My gut tells me C.J. Stroud, because he's kind of the most ready to go guy, I think, of that group. Sort of the safest pick. I really think his accuracy is really elite, and I think that's his calling card. And I think you can do a lot with a guy who can really place the ball, as he was saying earlier today.
That's Colts reporter Stephen Holder. Another name that has been bouncing all over the top 10 in mock drafts is Florida quarterback Anthony Richardson. Holder doesn't believe the Colts will take him, though, at number 4.
There is a player in that group with a lot of upside who they really like, and maybe quietly kind of like, and it's Anthony Richardson. And I don't know that they would pick him at number 4. I don't know. I'm not projecting that one way or the other. I'm just saying he has my attention, and I think he has the Colts' attention too.
Well, unlike Stroud and Young, some believe Richardson is more of a project quarterback who might not be ready right away. Well, here's Richardson, who has something to say about that.
I don't even know what that means, project label, but I'm willing to bring anything, anything, everything that they need from me. I'm gonna work hard. I'm gonna be dedicated to my craft. I'm just, be a leader in that organization. So just grow and continue to grow.
What do you think about that, Dan Orlovsky?
I want to remove the phrase or the word project from Anthony Richardson. I don't see him as that. I see him as an opportunity or an investment. This young man is a unicorn. I mean, he is uniquely talented with his size, his athleticism, and his natural throwing. When I hear project, I hear of a guy that you got to get him better as a thrower and whatnot, or it's more natural. I don't see that with Anthony. I just see a young man that's crazy talented that needs good quarterback coaching. Whoever drafts him, if they have that, and you're patient, you got a superstar, top 5 player at the position in the NFL.
That's NFL analyst Dan Orlovsky on Anthony Richardson. More on the combine later on in the program. We'll take you back to the hardwood and check in with the rest of the NBA. Next, you're listening to Sports Center All Night on ESPN Radio.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up. 30 years have passed since Jim Valvano's legendary speech.
It's been 30 years of battles.
30 years of strength.
And 30 years of never giving up.
Help continue Jim Valvano's fight against cancer. Visit v.org/donate. All donations benefit the V Foundation for Cancer Research.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Starting trouble. No one likes that. We'll get you set up for some stronger starts. You might just need a fresh charge, and we'll take care of that free of charge. But if it is time for a new battery, we've got replacement batteries that'll fit your needs, starting at just $79.99. You can learn more about our battery selection at AutoZone.com. That's what makes us America's #1 battery destination.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Claim based on data from the NPD Group 2021.
Guys, fellas, men, are you Roman ready for the weekend? Right now, generic Viagra, aka Sildenafil, is just $4 per dose at Roman. Just complete a free online visit with a U.S. licensed healthcare professional. If medication is appropriate, Roman sends what you need in discreet packaging with free 2-day shipping. Generic Viagra from $4 at Roman. Go to ro.co/weekend. Do it today and get 20% off your entire first order. That's ro.co/weekend.
The Bart and Hahn Show. Is this your father's Knicks? Your father's Knicks was that 90s team that might not have been good enough to win championships, but man, they just played hard. They played tough. But this team, is it giving you that vibe? Maybe they're not super talented. They don't have a superstar player. Right. But they've got guys that are gym rats that show up and work and work and work. Bart Scott and Alan Hahn. Weekdays at noon on 98.7 ESPN.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis or candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing and me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new place. Nothing is everything.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clear skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Are you kidding me? Gas prices are up again? Somebody has to do something.
Well, someone did. That's why I use Upside.
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that pays you back real money for every gallon of gas or diesel you buy. I just earned 25 cents back on every gallon of this tank.
So the Upside app is free and you actually get cash back every time you use it? No strings attached?
Yep, it's awesome. Check it out. It only takes a couple of minutes to sign up.
Instead of just watching your dollars go into your tank, start putting money back into your wallet with the free app from Upside. With the price of gas today, it's big news and big money. To cash out of your Upside cash, just transfer it to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card. Upside users have already earned over $200 million. Now it's your turn. Download the free Upside app and get cash back on every gallon of gas. Use promo code ESPN17 for an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first fill up. That's code ESPN17. Use code ESPN17 for an extra 25 cents per gallon back in your first fill up. Cashback's not available in gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Finding the right person for the job isn't easy. Just ask someone who hired a monster truck driver to deliver pizza.
And the neighbors are going wild. You can hear that engine from a mile away, Fran.
And he's foregoing the driveway and heading right up the lawn and over the azaleas. What a power move.
But if you've got an insurance question, you can always count on your local Geico agent. They can bundle your policies, which could save you hundreds.
With 6-foot tires and a roll cage, this pizza guy could quite literally crush the competition.
For expert help with all your insurance needs, visit geico.com/local today.
The all-new Weekend Wager comes to 98.7 ESPN on Friday nights at 10 p.m. It's presented by BetMGM Sports. Don't be left out of the action.
This is SportsCenter all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
That is correct. This is SportsCenter all night on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, and also Sirius XM Channel 80. I'm Daniel Salerson, and back to the NBA we go.
Quinn Snyder has agreed to a 5-year contract to become the next head coach of the Atlanta Hawks.
Quinn Snyder is going to push you, but you're going to want to fight for this guy.
Well, something you see in the NBA sometimes is a head coach lose his job in the middle of the season, then an interim head coach takes over the rest of the way. Well, the Hawks said, hold my beer on that, because let's get 3 coaches involved. Quinn Snyder was hired last Sunday, coached in his first game Tuesday, and on Friday was looking for his first win as Hawks head coach. It would not only give Quinn his first win, but it would give the Hawks 3 different coaches with at least 1 win this season, joining Nate McMillan and former interim coach Joe Prunty, who has remained on the staff. Well, DeJounte Murray certainly helped his coach out.
DeJounte has it right wing. Now DeJounte pulls up. Floater is good, and there's his career high. DeJounte Murray has 41 points, and the Hawks lead 120-101.
That's Steve Holman, 92.9. The game in Atlanta, as he mentioned, Murray with a new career high, 41 points. His previous career high came against these same Blazers on January 30th. Hawks take down the Trailblazers 129-111. From a coach getting his first win with his new team to a superstar who just got his first win with a new team, that is Kevin Durant, who dropped 23 points in his Suns debut on Wednesday night. The Suns looking for their second straight win with Durant.
Right corner, Craig for three. Off the rim, no. Landale, the offensive board to Durant. A wide open three. He got it. 2 for 4 from deep for Durant on the night. He's got 17.
That's 98.7 FM Arizona Sports. Kevin Durant has passed Oscar Robertson for the 13th most points in NBA history. Durant started the season 21st on the NBA's all-time scoring list and has already passed Alex English, Vince Carter, Kevin Garnett, John Havlicek, Paul Pierce, Tim Duncan, Dominique Wilkins, and now Big O. Next up is Hakeem Olajuwon, who is in 12th, who started the night just 239 points ahead of Durant. He scores 20 tonight to help the Suns defeat the Bulls 125-104. How about Devin Booker, who finished the game with 35 points, caught up with Tom Leander and Tom Chambers of Bally Sports Arizona afterwards.
Book, your last two games just feasting on this Bulls team, 86 points. What's been the secret against Chicago?
Just trying to be aggressive. There's no secret to it. Just trying to play at a high level every night. Obviously, we have some things going right now, and we have a short amount of time to get ready for the playoffs. So, trying to start that journey right now, get it going quick.
So I know you're talking about being aggressive. I have one question, a little bit off the game. Saw your interview with Kevin Ray, and you saw those KD shoes on that shelf there in that locker. So do you ask forgiveness or do you ask permission?
I can't do nothing. I don't know what size he wears. It's 18. Good kid.
You got an 18.
Can't do much with that. But I do have a KD collection there. I might start bringing around a little bit. See if you can remember some of the old stuff I have.
All right, I'll stick with that theme because when you were 15 years old, you tweeted out, KD is my favorite player. First of all, how did Melvin let you tweet at that age? And secondly, what kind of progress are you seeing with KD after 2 games?
He's just being himself. That's what we need from him. He's on a minute restriction, and, he's still getting to it. So the more aggressive he is, I know you've seen them doubling him a lot tonight, and it just freed up shots for everybody. So, as good as he is and as talented he is, he still lets the game come to him. Teams double him, he gets off it quick, and, the rest is history. We have open shots all around. People are trying to close out to us, and, we can drive by and get easy ones.
How nice is it for you, though, to see Josh Okogie out there knocking down those threes in the corner when he seems to be the one that the other teams are going to back off or let, have an open shot because they're coming to help off it. That's got to be fun for you to watch that happen.
Yeah, I'm telling them every game. I'm gassing them up too right at the beginning. Like, is that their game plan to leave you open? He works on it. And, so if that's team's game plan, good luck with that. J.O.'s a really good player. I don't think he has had much of an opportunity in this league that he deserves, and he's getting that now and taking full advantage of it.
A very enthusiastic Devin Booker with Bally Sports Arizona after the game. Suns beat the Bulls 125-104. So Kevin Durant now has 26,727 career points. As for Aaron Wiggins and the Thunder, not quite 26,727, but 27 will do.
Another Jazz turnover, their 25th. Wiggins has it. Fed the ball by Dort on a give and go. His foul going up. Spins in the right-hand reverse. And one coming. Markin and hacked it. So the Thunder continue to feast on Jazz mistakes. 25 takeaways for 30 points.
That's Matt Pinto, 98.1, the sports animal in Oklahoma City. Aaron Wiggins finishes with those 27 points, one shy of his career high and the most by any Thunder player off the bench this season. The Thunder roll past the Jazz 130-103. Last Friday night, the Clippers and the Kings treated us to a double overtime game that saw the Kings win 176-175. 1 week later, it came down to the final possession.
Here's the second one. He's got it. Kings lead by 1. Now the Clippers have 7 seconds to try to make something happen. Paul George will bring it up against De'Aaron Fox. He wiggles right. He goes left. He stops. He launches to win it. It's off the iron. No good. Rebound to Davion Mitchell, and the Kings exult as they get the victory.
5 straight losses for the Clippers. KHTK in Sacramento, 128-127 in favor of the Kings. Stephen A. Smith, why are the Clippers struggling right now?
This is about your 2 stars. Paul George got 11 points. Kawhi Leonard got a quiet 21 points. I thought y'all were the cornerstones of the franchise. I mean, what the hell is going on? And this is ridiculous. I'm looking at Steve Ballmer. You look at Lawrence Frank. You look at Ty Lue. You look at their organizational structure. You don't have a problem with them. You know what the problem is? And I'm pointing the finger directly at Kawhi. Less of Paul George, because I understand injuries have played a role, even though Kawhi to some degree is never fully healthy. But I'm talking about being that quiet dude, just show up, you play basketball, but you don't galvanize, you don't lead. And what happened yesterday? We saw errant passes and all of this stuff. You know what that's about, Kendrick Perkins? It's about a lack of chemistry. That's about a lack of practicing together and playing together and all of this other stuff. That's what that's about. That's about that more than anything else.
Yeah, so the Clippers have now lost 5 straight. Half-hour headlines and some UFC talk coming your way next on SportsCenter All Night.
Coming up Monday, I'll give you my biggest takeaways from a huge NBA weekend, as well as some knowledge from the NFL Combine. Keyshawn, J. Will, and we'll never forget Max. Monday morning on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, ESPNU.
Those are sports sounds. And people love sports so much, it makes them pay attention when I say, drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. And we all know how sports fans feel about big saves.
What a save!
See what I did there? Save is also a sports word. So save big when you switch to Progressive. Ooh, that's a golf clap.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary.
O'Reilly. Need new wiper blades but not sure which ones are right for you? The professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts can help. We'll show you options for your vehicle and even install your new wiper blades for free. Right now, save $10 per pair on Bosch Focus wiper blades so you can see better in any weather. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Mornings with DiPietro and Rothenberg.
Today's the day. Get into the Rangers 90. Did you say, by the way, you didn't wear underwear today? Yeah, because I knew today was the day. Pants are coming down. It's perfect. If there's a God in heaven, you will go down to Starbucks.
Be escorted out of the building. People think he is an escort. He may go down there and get tips. I may get some work.
You might.
What am I offering?
The views. I haven't seen views like this. Very nice.
DiPietro and Rothenberg. Morning 6 to 10 on 98.7 ESPN.
The 2023 A-10 Men's Basketball Championship returns to the bright lights of Brooklyn and Barclays Center, March 7th through 12th. Join your fellow fans and cheer on your team as they vie for the A-10 crown and an NCAA tournament berth. The 2023 championship offers something for everyone, from fan-friendly ticket packages to an exciting new format. For tickets, go to SeatGeek.com. The 2023 A-10 Men's Basketball Championship at Barclays Center, March 7th through 12th.
Tens of thousands affected by the toxic water at Camp Lejeune are left with death, cancer, Parkinson's, dementia, birth defects, and other serious illnesses. And along with the harm, so many worries.
My family drank the Camp Lejeune water. What if our health gets worse and we need more financial help?
How do I protect my VA benefits and get the compensation I deserve and need?
The answer is simple. Call James Harris Law, the experienced, trusted law firm that can get you significant compensation while protecting all your VA benefits. We're already fighting for hundreds of Marines, families, and civilians who drank Camp Lejeune water. But if you miss the deadline, you could forever lose your right to the justice you deserve. So call our Camp Lejeune legal helpline now. Now may be your last chance to receive full compensation. Don't delay. Call 800-797-5055. That's 800-797-5055. 800-797-5055.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop.
Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
ESPN New York, everywhere. Whether you're driving in your car or riding the LIRR, ESPN New York is never out of reach.
We're going to try to touch as many of you as possible.
No matter your listening routine, never miss Stump Rothenberg for your morning run. I have a lot of knowledge. Never miss the Power Hour. Due to your power lunch. And never miss an ENN. Again. Hailing a cab, catching a train, or boarding a bus. The ESPN New York app is your ticket to ESPN New York everywhere. Download the app today. Don't miss the #1 rated afternoon drive show in New York. It's the Michael K. Show. And it's every weekday at 2:55 on 98.7 ESPN. This is SportsCenter all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Thanks for making us a part of your night. You're listening to SportsCenter all night on ESPN Radio. I'm Daniel Salerson. ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Insurance for motorcycles, boats, and RVs for protection on the road and on the water. See how much you can save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com.
Half-hour headlines on SportsCenter all night.
Julius Randle helps the Knicks win their 8th straight, dropping 43 points. The Nets overcome a 28-point deficit to take down the Celtics. And the Nuggets take care of the Grizzlies at home in a Western Conference showdown.
Rebound down to Joker. Outlet pass off over to Jamal Murray. A bucket here, you got to call timeout. Quarter three. Yeah! Foul as well on Santi Aldama.
That was Jason Kosmicki, Altitude Radio Network. This game was the second game of our ESPN doubleheader, and after the game, our Roz Golden-Wude caught up with Nuggets guard Jamal Murray.
Jamal, it was a slow start, but a dominant second half. How did you find the zone?
Just got aggressive. Normally, sometimes I come out and pass, see how the tone's going to be, but I got aggressive. Teammates made shots, and we fed off the home crowd.
A number of your shots in the second half were in a matchup with Dylan Brooks, and I saw you just give him some love right now. How would you describe the healthy competition between you and your fellow Canadian?
It's healthy. That's my guy. I was laughing. We were laughing in the game because we've been doing this since high school. So it's a lot of fun. It's good chatter. Yeah, nothing malicious there.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. We saw that. And then Jokic, 25th triple-double. How does he continue to unlock so much of what you guys can do?
I think when he has scores around him, he gets to play his game and have fun that way. He loves to pass and make the right reads and get us going. So I think he does. He's been doing it all season, the last couple of seasons. And it's just amazing to see every night. You don't know what to say about him because he just keeps doing it. So it's pretty impressive.
You guys just won the series battle against the #2 seed in the West. As you continue to a playoff push right now, what's the significance of being able to do that?
Just staying focused. They had us at their place on the road. We just knew we had to come on and be aggressive tonight. But it's not just this game. When we have the home crowd behind us as the #1 seed, it's a lot of fun. We get a lot of dubs that way.
Yeah, the Nuggets now 29-4 at home as they beat the Grizzlies on Friday night. That was Roz Golden-Wunde with Jamal Murray. Tune into NBA action tonight as the Bucks host the Sixers, presented by Indeed. Coverage begins at 8 p.m. Eastern on select ESPN radio stations. You're listening to SportsCenter all night. I'm Daniel Salerson. There are 12 players from the University of Georgia at this year's NFL Combine in Indianapolis. Unfortunately for the back-to-back champs, 2 of those 12 have been talked about this week for the wrong reasons. Former Georgia star Jalen Carter, one of the top prospects in next month's NFL draft, was charged with reckless driving and racing in connection with a crash that killed a teammate and a recruiting staff member earlier this week. Carter turned himself into Athens police before heading back to Indianapolis to complete his measurements and interviews with other teams. Meanwhile, former Georgia quarterback Stetson Bennett addressed his somewhat tumultuous offseason, which included a January arrest in Dallas for public intoxication on Friday at the NFL Scouting Combine.
Yeah, it was, a mistake that, everybody's aware of. I understand, why that can't happen. It was. I've talked to coaches about it, talked to GMs. Apologized to my family. That's who I, felt worse about. Felt like I let them down because no matter where I go now, and even without all this, I've got an obligation on the 4th. Can't do that if your last name's Bennett, and I know better.
Bennett also did not participate in any of the postseason All-Star games and was criticized for his actions during the victory parade after leading the Bulldogs to back-to-back national championships.
People are entitled to their opinion. But yeah, I saw it as a parade for us who won, and I was playing music for Sed and Chris and trying to have a good time. And, people took it as I don't really know what people took it, but they didn't like it. And so, I'm sorry about that, but I strictly just saw it as, a chance for me and Sed and Chris to be, one last trip down Lumpkin on the way to Sanford together. And I just want to play the best tunes that we could at that moment.
Carter and Bennett's former coach, Kirby Smart, spoke to our Mark Schlabach in our SC report.
Kirby, what do you remember about that night after the parade in January?
Heartache. Got a call at 3 or so in the morning and went immediately to the emergency room where probably one of the toughest moments I've ever experienced as a coach and a leader, to see the pain in the faces of the players who had joined up at the emergency room that morning. I still remember the yard doctor telling me the news, and just one of the most painful experiences of my life.
Looking back, was there anything you wish you could change about boundaries or barriers, fraternization between players and staff?
No, nothing that we would change. No policy that we have caused this accident, and it's a very unfortunate, tragic accident.
Was it Chandler's job to get players home that night?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
When did you become aware of the arrest warrant for Jalen Carter?
It's an ongoing investigation, so I'm not really allowed to talk about it, but I know that he was at the scene, obviously, from the people at the emergency room that night and the people we saw. We knew that he had been questioned and had been talked to, but we found out about the arrest warrants when everybody else did.
The statement you released Wednesday said your program would continue to fully cooperate with authorities. What does that mean?
Is do everything they ask. I think there's a misconception out there that we may know more than other people, or there's this misperception that we're trying to hide something. We're in search of information too, and we don't get all that information. So we'll cooperate fully with authorities and give them all the information we can.
How much of an issue has street racing been with your team?
It's hard to answer that question because you only know what you find out about. We had a situation this summer that we would bring in Athens Clarke County Police and UGA Police. Local news in Atlanta was covering street racing and drag racing, and it's all over the TV. We wanted to educate our players. So we had a team meeting, and we constantly remind our guys about it. The person behind the wheel is the one that makes the decision what they do with the car, not the car itself.
Jalen Carter was also stopped in September, going nearly twice the speed limit. Were you aware of that incident?
No, I was not aware of those things.
Last question. Does your program have a culture problem?
Absolutely not. And I would say we're far from it. Do we have perfect young men and women and players? Not necessarily, but I promise you this, that's the intent for us to grow these guys and get them better and feel really good about the culture within our program.
With Lamar Jackson, I think there is going to be a lot of drama in the coming weeks, if not months.
I think he should stand firm, put his feet in the ground, and say, hey, look, I need the guaranteed money. I'm not willing to go ahead and play this thing out year to year.
Well, right now it's not just Lamar versus the Ravens. It's Lamar and his wide receivers against the Ravens. In a since-deleted tweet Thursday morning, Baltimore Ravens wide receiver Rashad Bateman called out general manager Eric DeCosta for his comments about the team's disappointing track record for drafting pass catchers. Ryan Clark, what is going on with the Ravens?
When you can get specific about saying, okay, you're pointing fingers at Rashad Bateman, you're pointing fingers at 8, who is Lamar Jackson, but you're not talking about the person or the individual or the circumstance or situation that is putting us in these positions. And when a young person says, stop capping, then they basically just saying, you continue to lie. You continue to allow a false narrative be inside the media or be on the outside of this building. And you're not standing up for any of your players when you know exactly why the negativity, when you know exactly why the lack of production is happening. And I think that this is a serious problem. You put this with the way that Lamar Jackson's contract has been handled with the different leaks, whether it be what we're hearing is coming from Baltimore, what we're hearing that's coming from Lamar Jackson's camp, and now Rashad Bateman. This organization that was once a pillar of stability doesn't seem to be that way anymore.
Well, Mike Greenberg believes that the wide receivers aren't the only ones that have an issue with the Ravens front office.
I do not think Rashad Bateman is speaking solely for himself. I think he is voicing frustration that many members of that Ravens offense have long felt. And I think he is also speaking on behalf, to at least some degree, or in defense of Lamar Jackson. And I think that is emblematic of the fact that whatever it is the organization thinks of Lamar, I think his teammates have his back. I think he is beloved and believed in that locker room. How that weighs into what they ultimately do, I don't know. But I think it's a very interesting and important part of the Lamar Jackson story.
Well, we still don't know what the Ravens will do, but here's Adam Schefter with the latest on if Lamar and the Ravens can't come to terms on a new deal.
Should they not be able to reach a long-term deal that they've struggled to reach now for over 2 years, then yes, the Baltimore Ravens will place the franchise tag on Lamar Jackson by Tuesday's deadline. The real question is whether it will be the regular franchise tag to the tune of $35+ million, or will it be the exclusive franchise tag, which is over $45 million. Now, if it's the lower franchise tag at $35 million, that would mean that other teams would have the ability to sign Lamar Jackson to an offer sheet that the Ravens would have the ability to match. And if they decline to match it, they would get 2 first-round draft picks back in return. If they place the exclusive $45+ million franchise tag on Lamar Jackson, no other teams would be allowed to negotiate with Lamar Jackson.
This is SportsCenter All Night on ESPN Radio. I'm Daniel Salerson. How about some UFC talk on this Saturday? The vacant heavyweight championship is on the line when John Jones returns to the octagon to face Cyril Gane in Las Vegas. You can only watch this match on ESPN Plus pay-per-view. Jones, 26-1 with 1 no contest, owns UFC records for the longest unbeaten streak at 18, title fight wins at 14, and consecutive title defenses, which is 11, and that's tied with Demetrius Johnson. The New York native, who lives and trains in Albuquerque, New Mexico, has not fought since successfully defending his light heavyweight title against Dominic Reyes on February 8th, 2020, so 2 years ago. Here's more on Jones's return to the octagon.
I'm very solid with my decision of not to play the game of basketball in the NBA.
Stuff to let go sometimes, but is this the end? I have to step away for a bit.
Over the decades, for various reasons, we've seen the greatest athletes of all time walk away from the sport they love, only to come back for another shot at glory.
Michael Jordan, 55 points. Heavyweight champion of the world!
This Saturday, another GOAT is looking to add his name to that list. Former UFC light heavyweight champ, John Bones Jones.
It's over! He may really be the greatest of all time.
Jones last fought in February of 2020 when he defended the light heavyweight belt for the 11th time. He now returns to double down on his GOAT status with a new challenge, the heavyweight title, to become the baddest man on the planet.
I felt like my candle for the light heavyweight blew out. I just wanted to do something that intimidated me, something that got me up in the morning. all these guys right now in the top 5 of the UFC. They're guys with one-punch knockout power, guys that are specimens, and it's my respect for these guys that got me feeling real alive today.
Moving up to heavyweight meant Jones needed to add 25 pounds of lean muscle mass to his 6'4" frame.
At the time, we were trying to get John north of 5,000 calories a day.
It took a whole lot of eating. Some days it was just a headache, chicken and hamburger meat and steaks and a whole lot of rice. It was a real job,
I remember one day walk in, he was pumped. He was off, guess what I woke up at today? I'm like, what was it? 263. He shows me a picture and everything of the scale.
Gaining weight is one obstacle. Ring rust is the other. Someone who can relate is another UFC legend, Georges St. Pierre.
I need to hang up my gloves for a little bit. Thank you to everyone.
After defending the welterweight title for the 9th time in 2013, St. Pierre stepped away from the octagon. 4 years later, he returned for a bout with the middleweight champ, Michael Bisping.
What they call the ring rust is something that is real. It's a little bit like a memory. You need to remember what it's like to be in a fight. The stress, the heat of the spotlight on your skin, how the mat feels, how the fans feel, the vibration of the crowd when something happened. But I knew that if I would prepare myself very well, I would overcome that obstacle.
Over the decades, we've seen some great comebacks. This Saturday at UFC 285, we might witness one of the greatest comebacks of all time.
Man, winning the heavyweight championship means so much to me. It's the pinnacle. Knowing that you're one of the baddest men walking the planet. Now my job is just to prove it.
Well, the only way you can witness one of the greatest comebacks of all time is making sure you're subscribed to ESPN Plus and also purchase the pay-per-view for John Jones's return to UFC. That is tonight, with the main card beginning at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Top Sound is yours next on SportsCenter All Night.
Hey, it's Greeny. What an extraordinary sports weekend we have with a mad dash to the finish in the NBA and the NFL getting set for all their wheeling and dealing. We'll be the place to talk about it all on Monday. It's Greeny, starting 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
More SportsCenter All Night. Next. ESPN New York, everywhere. Whether you're driving in your car or riding the LIRR, ESPN New York is never out of reach.
We're going to try to touch as many of you as possible.
No matter your listening routine, never miss Stump Rothenberg for your morning run. I have a lot of knowledge. Never miss the Power Hour. Due to your power lunch. And never miss an ENN. Again. Hailing a cab, catching the train, or boarding a bus. The ESPN New York app is your ticket to ESPN New York everywhere. Download the app today.
If you have ever thought about remodeling your bathroom but were worried it would take too long or cost too much, then stop worrying. Right now, Jacuzzi Bath Remodel has designed a collection of high-quality custom products and perfected the one-day remodeling experience so you can enjoy your new bathroom faster than ever before. It's a worry-free bath remodel from the most trusted brand name in the business, Jacuzzi. A Jacuzzi bath system fits in your existing tub space. It's a no-mess installation with an amazing style selection, factory-certified installers, and a limited lifetime warranty. Call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599 right now and get 50% off installation with no interest and no payments for 12 months. Replace that old bathtub today with a walk-in shower for a safer bathing experience. If you have lived in your home for over 15 years, it's time to remodel your bathroom. For a virtual or in-home appointment, call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599. 800-717-4599.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
I switched to Boost Mobile and got a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone. Want to know the best part?
It was free?
Nope.
The fact that it's on America's largest 5G networks?
Nope. It's the ding.
Oh, yeah. Love the ding.
Right? It's all about the ding. It's the dingarooski, the dingaronair, the ring-a-ding-ding.
Unleash your power to save with Boost. Get a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone when you switch. Boost Mobile. Unleash your power.
And the ding.
Limited time offer. New customers only. Available on select networks. 5G not available everywhere. One device per line. Tax excluded. Additional restrictions apply. See your local Boost Mobile store for details.
The biggest names, the biggest games. They're all right here. This is 1050 ESPN, New York. This is Sports Center all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Glad you can join us. I'm Daniel Salerson. It's been a fun night in the world of sports with plenty of NBA action, conference tournaments going on with mid-majors, and now Steve Lennox has the honor of narrowing all of that down to a handful of top plays. It's all yours, Steve.
Number 4.
Daniel, a busy Friday night in the NBA. Suns and Bulls in Chicago. Devin Booker extending the Suns' lead in the third quarter. The call, Arizona Sports, 98.7 FM.
Suns lead it by 7, 92-85. 4 seconds to shoot. Booker dribbling top of the arc. Gets past to Sumu. Jumps it up at the buzzer and knocks it down from the right elbow. D-Book has it cooking again here tonight in Chicago. 32 points to lead all scores. Suns by 9.
Number 3.
In Boston Friday night, Nets down 28 in the second quarter against the Celtics. Mikal Bridges and the Nets, though, calling it a comeback in Boston. Ryan Rucco, the call, ESPN TV.
Bridges, cut it! Mikal Bridges is blossoming in Brooklyn. 38 tonight.
Number 2.
Pelicans and Warriors in San Fran. Jackson Hayes with the emphatic throwdown in the fourth quarter for the team from New Orleans. The call, ESPN New Orleans.
McCollum, 2-man game with Jackson. Oh, throw it down, Jackson Hayes! A right-hand tomahawk after the gift to McCollum. CJ gave it right back.
Number 1.
Maybe the game of the night, Knicks and Heat in Miami. Julius Randle with what turned out to be the game winner. Randle going for 43 and helping the Knicks to an 8th straight victory. Ed Cohen, and yes, that's John Wallace with the call from 98.7 ESPN New York.
Randle gets bubble. 5 seconds. Strip. Ball loose. Randle gets it back. 3 seconds. Fade away for 3. Knocks it down. Right in the corner. With 0.7 to go. And the Knicks have the lead. 122-120.
Yeah! Yeah! What a shot!
Thank you very much, Steve. Hanging over that call from Ed Cohen and then ESPN New York there with the analysts. Unbelievable stuff. And it's been an unbelievable night, especially around the NBA. But also, it's a big day in college basketball. Most teams ending their regular season today and gearing up for conference tournaments next week. Of course, it also means rivalry games like Duke and UNC. According to our trusty bracketologist, Joe Lenardi, UNC is one of his first 4 out heading into tonight's game, while he has Duke as a 6th seed. That's why ESPN college basketball analyst Jay Billis says tonight is a must-win for the Tar Heels to catapult them into the big dance.
this is a must-win game for the Tar Heels. It's at home against a quad one opponent. And if the Tar Heels were to lose this game, it's not that they can't make the tournament. It's they'd have to do something extraordinary in the ACC tournament in Greensboro next week. And I don't think you want to put your back that far against the wall where it's make or break in the ACC tournament. And, you know, North Carolina has played better of late. Neither Duke nor North Carolina are great perimeter shooting teams. It's not that they can't make shots in a given game, but they're not great shooting teams. So this game is going to be determined by the paint. Can you protect it and can you get into it? And the last time these two teams played, North Carolina, who shoots about 23 free throws a game, only shot 3 in Cameron Indoor Stadium. And I think you're going to see North Carolina look to remedy that.
All right, so that's ESPN college basketball analyst Jay Billis, of course, the Duke alum, but a big game between Duke and UNC when UNC, of course, made the championship game last year, trying to get in the tournament this year. Should be a good one tonight for Duke and UNC. Also, don't forget, again, teams can start punching their tickets this weekend. The Ohio Valley Championship, Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern on your ESPN networks. It's Southeast Missouri State and Tennessee Tech. Tune in to college basketball action today as well. Texas A&M host Alabama. Coverage begins at 11:30 a.m. Eastern on select ESPN radio station. But just like infomercials, wait, there's more. Tune in to college basketball action today as Syracuse host Wake Forest with coverage beginning at 4:30 Eastern on select ESPN radio stations. Also, today marks the 30th anniversary of Jim Valvano's famous Don't Give Up, Don't Ever Give Up speech that launched the V Foundation for Cancer Research. So we are taking this moment to celebrate Jimmy V's incredible journey as the V Foundation has lasted over 30 years. You can join our celebration and support Jimmy V's dream of victory over cancer at v.org/donate. Again, v.org/donate. 100% of your donation goes to cancer research. Back to the NBA we go next on SportsCenter All Night.
Coming up Monday, it's championship week all week long in college basketball. And I'll tell you why it's the best week in all of sports. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, Monday morning at 6 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio, E2, and ESPNU.
The top headlines are next on SportsCenter All Night.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Starting trouble. No one likes that. We'll get you set up for some stronger starts. You might just need a fresh charge, and we'll take care of that free of charge. But if it is time for a new battery, we've got replacement batteries that'll fit your needs, starting at just $79.99. You can learn more about our battery selection at AutoZone.com. That's what makes us America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Claim based on data from the NPD Group 2021.
Guys, fellas, men, are you Roman ready for the weekend? Right now, generic Viagra, aka sildenafil, is just $4 per dose at Roman. Just complete a free online visit with a U.S. licensed healthcare professional. If medication is appropriate, Roman sends what you need in discreet packaging with free 2-day shipping. Generic Viagra from $4 at Roman. Go to ro.co/weekend. Do it today and get 20% off your entire first order. That's ro.co/weekend.
You can't miss a moment with Greeny.
In order to put this vibe out into the universe, because I want Aaron Rodgers to come to the Jets so badly, I have made the declaration on both television and radio today that I will do a darkness retreat like the one he did if the Jets get Aaron Rodgers. Doing the darkness retreat, I think, would of course, would be challenging, but I'm also hoping that some good would come of it. At minimum, Aaron Rodgers being the quarterback of the Jets would be good.
Greeny, weekday mornings at 10 a.m. on 98.7 ESPN.
I never write reviews, but Navage is so amazing, I had to leave one. Nothing's ever cleared out my sinuses as well. I'm blown away by how Navage works. That's a review from Carrie, and it's one of over 100,000 online testimonials praising Navage. I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I've talked about flushing out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, how Navage's powered suction can help you breathe better, and how your nose is the body's air filter, and Navage will clean it out. But don't take my word for it. What do people like Chad say, who wrote, Navage has helped clear out my nasal passages every single night. My wife says my snoring has gone way down. Snorefest be gone, unquote. Navage is the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million customers to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-511-3535. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider, 800-511-3535. That's 800-511-3535. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with, call Big Lou at 800-511-3535.
Discover credit cards automatically double all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year, which means... Wait, hold up. Question for the audio engineer.
Go ahead.
Did I read that right? Discover automatically doubles all your cash back?
Yeah, that's what the script says.
So if I get a Discover card right now, I can earn twice the cash back.
Apparently. Wait! Unlimited first-year cash back match. Only from Discover. See terms and learn more at discover.com/match.
1050 ESPN New York. The biggest names and the biggest games. WEPN New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
Now on Sports Center all night. The Grizzlies and Nuggets face off in the Mile High City.
Morant slides through the double team into the lane. Two-handed jam. Oh, if you're going to double team like that and leave Ja Morant the open lane, that is going to be a long night for the Nuggets.
We bring you the latest storylines from the NFL Scouting Combine.
I want to be a legend. I want to be like Patrick Mahomes. I want to be like Tom Brady. I want to be one of the greats. I will be one of the greats, because I'm willing to work that hard and get to that point. So to answer your question, I feel like I'm going to be one of the greats in the next few years.
John Jones is ready to make his long-awaited return to the Octagon.
I understand that there's a lot of fans that have never seen me compete before, and it is what it is.
Plus, the best action from around the association.
Dante dribbling in the middle. Fakes, shoots foul line, and hits again. Oh my goodness, he's got 31.
This is Sports Center all night.
Everybody knows the growing portion of the combine. Why did you
Because I got a cannon. I'm going to show it off.
What's going on? Welcome into Sports Center all night on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, and Sirius XM Channel 80. I'm Daniel Salerson. No, I don't have a cannon, but we have plenty to get to. As you can, thanks for joining us tonight, as we have plenty to get to on the hardwood as well. NBA highlights, March Madness heating up with the regular season wrapping up over the weekend. We'll fill you in on that. And we'll also take you to Indianapolis with plenty to talk about regarding the NFL Combine and the NFL Draft. But first, a comeback unlike any other in Beantown. The first game of our ESPN doubleheader took place in Boston between the Celtics and the Nets. Including playoff games, the Celtics have won 10 straight meetings against the Nets dating back to last season. Each of the last 3 games have been decided by double digits, including a 43-point blowout in their last matchup on February 1st. In the first half, it looked like it was going to be 11 straight for the Celtics.
Smart. Lob for Rob Williams. Easy two-hand slam. That's the simple play where Marcus dribbles to his right. Rob sneaks in behind the defense, and Marcus just loops it up in the air.
That was Sean Grandy, 98.5, the Sports Hub in Boston. Celtics.
on ESPN Radio, E2, and ESPNU.
And now a special motorcycle weather report from Progressive. Well, today you can expect lots of cloud cover with 0% chance of raining on your parade because you'll be riding your motorcycle vroom vroom. That rumbling low pressure system beneath you should give way to a relaxing commute and the sudden urge to take the scenic route everywhere you go because dagnabbit, you're having fun out there. That's your forecast. Back to you. This has been a special motorcycle weather report from Progressive, where every day's a beautiful day to ride with coverage from America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Get a quote today and see what you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Thinking about gas mileage. You know, changing your oil with a full synthetic oil like Pennzoil Platinum can help your engine get more miles. Right now, you can get 5 quarts with an STP Extended Life oil filter for only $37.99. Get started on your next job today with the parts you need when you need them at AutoZone or AutoZone.com. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
ESPN New York, everywhere. Whether you're driving in your car or riding the LIRR, ESPN New York is never out of reach.
We're going to try to touch as many of you as possible.
No matter your listening routine, never miss Stump Rothenberg for your morning run.
I have a lot of knowledge.
Never miss the Power Hour. Due to your power lunch. And never miss an ENN. Again. Hailing a cab, catching the train, or boarding a bus. The ESPN New York app is your ticket to ESPN New York everywhere. Download the app today.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems. Listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
The college basketball season is heating up, which means it's time for the Wendy's Wooden Watch. You see, in 2002, I was honored to have received the John R. Wooden Player of the Year Award, which is presented to the country's most outstanding men's and women's player, who is also making progress towards earning a degree. This year, players like Drew Timme, Armando Bacot, Aaliyah Boston, and Caitlin Clark are vying for the trophy. So who will take it home? The 2023 John R. Wooden Men's and Women's Player of the Year is presented by Wendy's.
Wendy's 2 for $6 lets you mix and match some of our best items, like Dave Single with a 10-piece crispy nugs, medium strawberry lemonade with a spicy chicken sandwich, spicy chicken with a Dave Single with a strawberry lemonade, strawberry lemonade, if you're into that. Chicken Sam, crispy nugs, strawberry lemonade, Dave's, nugs, Sam. Whew! Pick what you want at a price you want. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's 2 for $6. For a limited time, price participation may vary at U.S. Wendy's. On the card only, single item at regular price.
I can't believe tax season is here already. Look at all this info I have to enter.
Phil's small accounting firm is growing in numbers.
Why didn't I take that typing class in high school?
A data entry specialist could really help him in a crunch.
I got blisters on my fingers.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
You're listening to 1050 ESPN, your home for New York Islanders hockey. WEPN New York, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
This is SportsCenter. Hello there, I'm Mark Robbins. Who needs superstars in the NBA? Never mind a big 2 or 3. The Nets proved that Friday. No more KD. No more Kyrie. Down 28 on the road to the Celtics. No big whoop. Bridges. Pull-up jumper. You bet. The Nets with a 12-point lead here in the fourth, an 11-2 run, and Bridges has 35.
He finished with 38. Ryan Ruocco with a call on ESPN as the Nets beat Boston 115-105. Meanwhile, in Chicago, Kevin Durant did play his second game with the Suns, had 20 as they knock off the Bulls 125-104. Devin Booker had 35. The Knicks win their 8th in a row, 122-120 over Miami. Julius Randle had 43 points. That gets him a post-game interview.
Randle gets Butler. Just confident, having fun. The big thing is, preparation is great. And everybody's putting time into, whether it's the weight room, work on the court, film, whatever, to make sure that we're prepared. But we're also having fun while we're doing it.
That's the Knicks' Julius Randle. At the NFL Combine, the quarterback prospects had interview day on Friday. Today they start throwing it around in Indianapolis, and off the field, the Raiders are franchising running back Josh Jacobs. It'll be a $10.9 million deal for 2023. Coming up next here on ESPN Radio, it's Marty and McGee.
Hey, it's Greeny. What an extraordinary sports weekend we have with a mad dash to the finish in the NBA and the NFL getting set for all their wheeling and dealing. We'll be the place to talk about it all on Monday. It's Greeny, starting 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
The biggest games, they're all right here. This is 1030 ESPN, New York.
Good morning, it's Anna Lynn. If the rooster's crowing, it's time for Marty and McGee.
I've been down the Mississippi. Everybody, it is time for Marty McGee on ESPN Radio, the SEC Network, and the ESPN app, presented by Progressive Insurance. You can call us 888-SAY-ESPN. It's 888-729-3776. Mel Kiper Jr. is going to join us in a couple hours to talk about the Underwear Olympics. The NFL Combine is happening right now in Indianapolis, and Mikey C is smoking hot sports takes, and, of course, Hillbilly Headlines. But first and foremost, if you are watching on the SEC Network and you see I am in the Wilderness Lodge Studios, I'm by myself. That was the last-minute thing. Dude, you all right?
Yeah, I don't feel amazing, but I think I'm on the backside of it. The stomach flu is making its way through the Smith residence, and it's not pleasant in any way, shape, or form. I am pretty dramatic when I get sick. I'm not somebody who is tough that way. I'm a major pansy when I get sick. And so I would venture to say that yesterday was one of the more miserable days of my life.
Well,
it was awful.
Man. I'm sorry. We were saying this in the Mysterious TV Only segment. I had this a couple weeks ago, the week leading into Daytona. But the good news is, the bad news was I felt awful, like the day of the Thursday, the day of the dual 150s. The good news is by Saturday morning when we did the show, I felt great. Like I felt fine. So you'll be all right. The SEC men's basketball tournament starts this week, Wednesday in Nashville. You will be headed out there and working the tournament from beginning to end. So you'll be all right. Eat those Dale Earnhardt Wheaties behind you there and drink your electrolytes, and you'll be all right.
I got lots of electrolytes. I'll tell you, it's amazing how when you're ill and your far better half is taking great care of you, and do you know what Liquid IV is?
I do, and I discovered it 2 weeks ago when I had this thing that we're talking about. I had never. I'm like, man, I need to be taking this to Key West with me next time I go.
So it's world class.
Yeah.
There's a couple of different hydration powders that I used when I was doing all those endurance races all the time.
Yeah.
One's called Drip Drop, which is great, and the other one's called Liquid IV. And my wife brought me yesterday. I'd been in the bed all day long, just a miserable, pathetic clown.
Dude, I knew something was wrong because I called you yesterday, and normally, y'all, Marty and I play phone tag, but I'll call and he'll call right back, or he'll call me and I'll call right back. And yesterday I called you, I don't know, late afternoon and never heard back. And last night about 11 o'clock, I said to Erica, I go, I hope Marty's okay. So just so you know, I knew something was up.